Alright, welcome back guys. What's your first time here? I'm Vision Hero Born bringing you guys another video. Today bringing you guys my trailer reaction and review for the new Marvel Studios Thor Love and Thunder trailer that dropped earlier today. Now, Marvel, since you're instant, don't forget to hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon to get some more Marvel content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. So we got our official trailer for the Thor Love and Thunder movie that will be dropping in July. Now, this is the official trailer. The other one was a teaser trailer. Now this one was a pretty good trailer. Definitely building up more hype for the movie. We are very close. We're pretty much less than almost a month away, pretty much. And I think it definitely looks good. Of course, we got Taika Waititi back directing, and we get to see a little bit more of what we can expect in this movie. We do get a good look at Jane as the Mighty Thor, which is really cool. We get a lot of good scenes of her. Definitely some good comedy and connections with her and Thor. So I'm very curious to see how that relationship comes back into play. Also, how she becomes Thor. It's very interesting. I have heard how that works within the comics, but I'm interested to see if they'll follow that route or if they will kind of go a different route, because we know Marvel doesn't always follow everything, right to the T, so it's definitely possible that they could change up her origin. Now, the way I see this movie is it definitely is interesting. I find it interesting. I think putting it in the summer for a Thor movie is definitely a good move, especially beginning of July. That's usually when Spider-Man would drop, so putting it here was a good move. We also get a good look at Gorr the God Butcher in this trailer. Really, really dark, menacing presence within this trailer. I find it very interesting that with mostly all of his scenes are in dark, white and black, or black and white. Very interesting. Gives him more of a dark undertone and very scary looking. And I think that's an interesting concept here, because it feels like both with these last two movies, Thor and Doctor Strange, they're going for more of a dark tone to them. Even though we know Taika Waititi does have that more comical side of things, and Ragnarok was more lighthearted in a way. This definitely looks like they're moving a little bit more darker, but I think they can still maintain that role of what Ragnarok was. Which is very good. I do know the origin for Gorr the God Butcher, with him going around slaughtering all the gods due to his family dying. So that's definitely interesting. I do believe that's probably the one thing that they will keep from the comics. I don't see why they would switch that up for some reason. It just seems weird and out of place that they would switch that for some reason. That is definitely one area that I do think they'll keep. And we do get to see Zeus in this trailer. We got to see him in the first trailer, but it was from behind. We just saw the back of him. Here we get a full-length view of him. Russell Crowe looks like he's going to do a good job in the role. Very curious to see how he comes into play with all this. With Gorr, will he survive? Definitely an interesting concept here. But again, really love the comedy. We get to see a good amount of Korg and Valkyrie, so we know they'll be showing up at some point and be playing a good amount of role within the movie. One thing I'm curious about is, now I know there's a lot of stuff going on within his own TV series, but will we see Loki in any capacity in this movie? Definitely an interesting thought. I don't know. I think it'd be a little tricky for that to be played out and then have it connect back with the second season of his show. So I'm going to say a hard pass on seeing him return. But it would be cool. Maybe in a post-credit scene, you'll see him in some capacity, and it'll be setting up the second season of Loki. I don't know. That's just my theory there. We do get some good scenes with the Guardians. And I'm curious to see how big of a role they will play in this movie, because to me, yes, I like the Guardians, but I don't want to have them too much overshadow Thor in his own movie. I want to see him facing off against Gorr, but with the help of his people, Valkyrie, Korg, and Jane. I don't want to see the Guardians show up and help him. Again, this is his movie. This isn't their movie. Look, I love them as much as everybody else, but I don't want them to overshadow Thor in his own movie. Maybe if they show up later on when they're battling Gorr and the final battle, maybe they show up and help save the day. but I don't want them going on this whole mission with him. I want, him to go off on his own mission. Look, it's fine if they need the Guardians in the beginning. It makes sense to connect everything, but don't let it be them, being like second, like to Thor. I want it to be Thor, Jane, Korg, and Valkyrie facing off against Gore. That's just how I want it. I don't want to see the Guardians too much in this movie. I'm gonna assume right now that they're probably gonna be in the first act at least, and then Thor will go off on his own with Jane and Valkyrie and them, and that'll be the rest of the movie. Which I'm fine with. I'm fine if they just appear in the first act, and then maybe, like I said, show up during the final battle to help save the day. But I don't want them going along with Thor on his journey. I want to focus mainly on him, his relationship with Jane Foster, along with, Valkyrie and his relationship with Korg. That's all I really want to see. But that's just me. Again, I thought this was a very solid trailer for this movie. Definitely has the same tone of Ragnarok, but also leaning more towards a little bit more darker of a tone with Gore the God Butcher. But I'm very curious to see how he'll be put into play, how the whole movie will play out, what setups they could put in for the future of the MCU with both this movie and possibly post-credit scenes. Very curious to see where it'll lead to. But definitely super hyped for this movie, given that we got the full-length trailer. But let me know your thoughts, opinions about the trailer in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, that's my trailer reaction and review for the new Marvel Studios Thor: Love and Thunder trailer that dropped earlier today. Now, if Marvel sent you instant, don't forget to hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon to get some more Marvel content from me moving forward, and go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which I linked in the about section on my YouTube channel. As always, I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.